Hello, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful live stream. We're here at Sophist Productions and we're live. And yes, we're live. Another wonderful live stream. We're here at So, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone's fine. We're here this week for the third time. We're breaking a record. We were gone for a little while, around like 3 months, but amazingly, we're not getting that many viewers now. So we're again here to discuss about the Iran and Israel issue, which is happening right now, and it is causing the whole world to burn up. So, Study Sanctuary Music is here, and they're saying hello, hello, back to you guys as well. And today, I'm not alone. We have a special guest with us. Her name is Anila Shehzad. She's a geopolitical analyst and a writer of a few books. Her last book was called Geopolitics and Dynamics Frameworks in a Multipolar World. It's a big name, so we often forget the name. And she's here to dissect whatever is happening. We're going to show you a lot of things. There is a lot of footage that is coming out, and I'm watching that most of the footages that are coming out are mostly on X. Why is that so? There's a mass censorship on Instagram and on Snapchat and on YouTube especially. And there's a lot of people who are getting demonetized, who are getting their Patreon accounts deleted. And I mean, that's a first. But on the other hand, the good news is that the world is waking up, because now I see a lot of people who are talking sense, and it seems like the world is now in the right path. At least there's a lot of voice against Donald Trump, his illegal wars. There's a lot of discussion about what Zionism is, what is Christian Zionism, what is Muslim Zionism, what is Jewish Zionism, and the world is now opening up to Epstein files, and they're also opening up to the pedophile leaders and the pedophile regime that has been controlling the whole world order for a little while. And some say when Kennedy was assassinated in '63, the Zionists officially took over the control of the world, because after Kennedy, there has been no president. And some people also say that the British Empire was almost bankrupt in 1815. So that is like almost 200 years ago. They were almost bankrupt, and the Rothschilds were there to save them. And the deal that they offered them was that they would, some of the Rothschild men would marry or have babies with the royal family. So they also intermingled, and that's how the British Empire went another 130, 40 years after that. So there's a lot of propaganda going on. There's a lot of fake videos as well. But let's just move on to our guest and ask her, what do you think about the war that has been happening? It's the 7th day. Is there a stop to it? Are there going to be boots on the ground? And what's going to happen with the world economy?
Yeah, hello. So first of all, thank you, Wali, for having me again. It's wonderful to be at your studios at the Sophist Productions. And Ramzan Mubarak to everybody, the whole Ummah, the whole Pakistani community. Ramzan Mubarak to everybody. Because, you know, this new war has turned out to be a religious war. So I think emphasizing our own religion is the right thing to do right now, because we have become aware for the first time after like decades and decades of this propaganda of secularism and modernization and following the model of the West, and them being the greater civilization and this imposition of this idea upon our countries, upon our people, that religion should be like a private affair, that you should go to your mosque, go to your churches, or if you want, or if you don't want, you don't go there. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. It's your own private thing, and religion has got nothing to do with the government, with the affairs of the state, with the public life of a country. So that has been, a kind of an imposition. The idea has been imposed upon our people, and there are a class of people in all societies, and our society also, who are labeled as liberals, or they talk about liberties, and they talk about democracy, and the power of the people, and the whatever but after this war has started, we see that officials of the Trump administration, the closest people who are with Donald Trump, he himself, so many senators of the US government, they have openly started to say that this war is a religious war, and God has made a plan for us, and we are fulfilling that plan. And Wali, if you're going to show that video of Donald Trump having all this priest and all these people around him inside the White House, praying and invoking God to help them. The priest was actually invoking God to help this pedophile president to be victorious in the war against Iran. And I don't know which God they were invoking, and which God wants.
What about the unconditional surrender?
Yeah. After so many days, 7 days, and there's a change in the body language of Donald Trump. He is not that aggressive anymore. He seems to be downed because it doesn't seem that they are actually winning anything in Iran. And whatever they're doing, the aerial bombing, and a lot of damage they have put upon the major cities, especially on Tehran. They've bombed it a lot, but these bombs have not obliterated the resolve of the Iranian people. The Iranian people have actually come out in the streets in the millions, and they have doing their processions, and their very vigorous type of the way they have music, and the way they have this special type of poetry to invoke and to encourage their own people to stand for their rights, and to stand against the they call it Shaitane Buzurg. They used to call Israel and the US, and the forces that want to break down Iran, that want to balkanize Iran, that want to force them into a surrender, which the prideful and strong people of Iran, they are not ready to do that. So after seeing that this whole aerial bombing campaign has not brought out the Iranian people into the streets against their own government, as Donald Trump and his cabinet and his Department of War was wishfully thinking, that the moment they drop the bombs on Tehran, and the moment they kill Ayatollah Khamenei, the whole public of Iran is going to stand against the rest of the government and the IRGC. But that has not happened at all. The people are resolutely standing with the armed forces. They are resolutely standing with the institution of the Khamenei. And now Trump has been saying for the last 2 days, I think, that he's getting messages from Iran that they want a ceasefire, and Although the Iranians, the government officials, they have completely denied anything like that. They have said that they don't want a ceasefire anymore, they don't want peace talks anymore, and they've said that nobody should dare to talk to them about any ceasefire or peace agreement, because now they are going to finish the job on Israel and all these assets, U.S. assets, all around Iran, in the Gulf states, in Middle East, and everywhere. And
I think that's also the topic of our live stream today. The title of our stream is Trump loses it as war crashes term, calls for surrender. So is Donald Trump now trying to surrender? There's also news that Israel Mossad agents have White House on tap. They're standing right beside the White House, listening to everything that Donald Trump is saying. And Donald Trump is trying to secretly broker a deal between Iran and the United States. They want to retreat from the war. But on the other hand, it doesn't seem like that, because now Donald Trump is tweeting on Twitter that he wants an unconditional surrender. He's even a stronger person right now, more stronger than when the war started. And actually, the point, what Anila was discussing right now, and I'll say that all these points that we were discussing from the past 2 days, and it's like a real mess in White House. The oil prices, the main thing is that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. There is mass bombing on the Kuwaiti, on the Bahrain, and on UAE, and even in Saudi Arabia. All their oil facilities are like burning. Even in Qatar, you can see like petrol for like $150 just in a day. And these are Gulf nations, GCC. They control all the oil. But what happens is that now we know that Iran is controlling most of the Strait of Hormuz. And on the other end, there's Yemen as well, and they can control the other strait. So the whole economy is choked. There's like this Chinese professor who was saying that this might be game theory, and this is like a way that if America retreats from the GCC and they don't defend their GCC partners, maybe the GCC partners won't give any financial aid, or they won't invest in United States the billions and billions of dollars that they're earning from selling their oil. They reinvest it in US stocks, because US stocks have been the safest. Now, when America is not even defending the GCC states and it's only defending the Zionist regime in Israel, they don't even care about the Israeli people, because Jews are also dying in a massive bomb attacks. There are hypersonic missiles that are landing on Tel Aviv. So all these things that are happening, let's go and see a little video of what Anila was talking about. So can you see the video? So this is the picture of Donald Trump and all the priests and the religious
the cabinet thing, people, government officials also.
government officials also. I pray for your grace. So Trump never knew about God. He only found out God after
The Epstein's files.
the Epstein files. Hold on a second. So let me mute this. So Trump only found out about God. Oh, there's no voice. Hello. So yeah, we're back. So Trump only found out about God after he killed Khomeini, and now he's also talking about that he's some 80 years old or something, and he might die, and he might not be the president anymore. And it would have been better if Trump knew a little bit. So can we see this video? No, we can't see the video. Hold on a second. Now we'll see the video. So this is the latest video. This is the crowd reaction. This is a missile that has been fired by the Iranians onto Israel, and look at the destruction that has happened. It's like a big missile. Let's see some more footage.
Oh,
This
Jesus.
is,
Oh.
as you see, an Irani missile strike right now.
And former CFR.
So let's watch another video. Exclusive footage shows swarm of suicide drones continuing to fly over Manama towards U.S. terrorist forces facilities and residents.
Capital of Bahrain.
Yeah. So look at the explosion. Can we see the explosion? Oh, there's no explosion, but we see the drone. And this is a latest video that is coming out. I don't know if it is. It shows a missile that has been launched and it is hitting something in the ocean, and the Iran military media says that it is an attack on the US aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln. Now that is also a very big controversy, because what I think is Iran is intentionally not trying to hit the USS Abraham Lincoln, because there's this theory going on that if Iran sinks the USS Abraham Lincoln, it would be such a big defeat for the US Army and such a big embarrassment for Donald Trump that he might actually use a nuclear weapon. So they're just firing hypersonic missiles right beside the carrier, and the carrier has been running away, and that's what is happening. So this is, oh my God, look at the footage. It's like a very, very dangerous footage, and the caption is written in Urdu. जिसकी आंखों में ठंड पड़ रही है वो जवाब दे. So it's not, people are making fun of the Jews because they have done the same to Gaza. And do you
For
know
2.5 years.
that Israeli people are not allowed to take any video? They're not allowed. If they take a video of a missile, Iranian missile, landing on Jerusalem or Tel Aviv, and they post it on the internet, they can be in prison for the next 5 years. So the Zionist regime is also oppressing the Jews as well, because the normal people are dying. It's the normal people who are paying the brunt of the war. And this is the video. This is a huge Iranian newly made cluster Khorram Shah 3 missile, and reports heavy impacts on Israel and UAE. So the UAE has been totally burning and it's been on fire. Let me show you another attack. This is right now in Tel Aviv. This is what's happening in Tel Aviv. And let me show you this video. These are the bombs that have been hitting in the center of Tel Aviv, in the capital. So, where's the Iron Dome? We were seeing all these cool animations of how the US air defense system was going to penetrate the Iranian regime, and how they were going to protect everything. And even if Iran fired like 200 missiles, not even a single one would go through, because they got the best technology. And now what happens is, when we see interballistic continental missiles and we see cluster bombs being launched by the Iranian regime, and not even one missile has been stopped. What they did is, like, they drained all of the supply, because remember that America can only make like 55 of these interceptors in a month, and they're draining like hundreds of them in a day. So they're almost out of stock already, and it's also said that they didn't protect any of their GCC friends because they only were interested in Israel. The GCC friends who let their whole American army bases be set up in Bahrain, in Kuwait, in all the other places. And what happens is that they just run away. We are seeing US army men run away. Actually, when even the Americans are trying to escape Dubai or they're trying to escape all the GCC nations, Americans are not even helping them. There's a message on the telephone line that all emergency flights have been booked, or there's no, America cannot help anyone right now. And they're all stuck over there, and people are saying, Habibi, come to Dubai.
Actually, a lot of these U.S. Army personnel, when they knew that their bases are going to be bombed, they took refuge they booked a whole hotel right next to these military base, and they went all over there. And what Iran did was it bombed the military base in Qatar, I think it was Doha, and then they bombed the hotel also. And there have been a lot of casualties of the US forces, but the US is definitely not telling any numbers right now. But what I wanted to add was that Iran is actually fighting a multi-frontal war right now. It is attacking US military bases in all the GCC countries, all the Gulf states, including Oman and Kuwait and Qatar and Bahrain, and even they fired missiles on in Jordan at the, I think it's called the Mawafik air base, which is known to be the biggest US asset in the Middle East. The biggest, and there were like hundreds of fighter jets standing over there and ready to do the evil thing against Iran. And Iran has actually bombed that base, but there have also been bombings of oil facilities and gas facilities in the GCC countries, and there have also been bombing on some civil infrastructure for which Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and they were all getting very angry. But Iran has very swiftly denied that they have not been the ones who have attacked the oil facilities, who have attacked civilian infrastructure in these countries. And the Saudis, the people in Qatar, they have made
false flag operation,
instant inquiries, and they have found Mossad agents, and they have arrested them, and they know now that Israel is doing so many false flag operations. It did another one in Azerbaijan today, and everybody can understand this thing, that Israel is so desperate. They are, fanatic, far-right extremist elite, political elite who doesn't care about their own people even. They are so obsessed with this World War III idea. They want to drag everybody inside this war. They want to do all this type of things that would infuriate the governments of these countries, and they want everybody to fight this war. And I think Trump is disappointed because of the reason that everybody has told them that they are not going to get into this war, they are not going to retaliate, and they are just going to, instead of doing this thing against Iran, they have said, like you just mentioned, that they are going to cancel all their future contracts with the US and any business deals and weapon deals and whatever was coming in the near future. They are going to cancel all that.
Yeah, that is a very good point that you just told us. And but we want to hear about what is happening with the naval thing in India, because recently Iranians were invited to a naval show in India, and they went there, and there was this big thing that they were invited by the Indian government. Modi ji was also there. They did this military drill, and when they were going back, the Americans shot the Iranian naval vessel in this ocean, in the Indian Ocean, where India has all this sovereignty and they're supposed to protect them. So I just want to show you a video. Can we see the video? So this is a video of Donald Trump and Mr. Modi. So we want to watch this clip real close because this is Donald Trump and he has this baby monkey called and he's beating the drum, and what's written on the drum, it's written Adani, as all of you can see. So Rahul Gandhi has recently come out as well. Let me just. So Rahul Gandhi has come out as well, and Rahul Gandhi, what is he saying? He's saying that Modi ji would not sell India in normal circumstances. Modi ji would only sell India because Donald Trump has him by the neck. In the Epstein files, now I don't know why the opposition leader of India is repeating the claim that Narendra Modi is involved in the Epstein files. Now, how did Modi have the power and the energy to make friends with Epstein all across the continent and then molest little children? Maybe there's like a deeper connection. And the other thing is that Modi has used India's infrastructure and India's finances and put all that money into only a single company, which is Adani. And America has now put sanctions on that same company, and Adani is out of business. And if Adani goes out of business, so does India. And Adani is the biggest money laundering scheme in the world because they have like offshore banks, they have like got offshore entities, and they're just laundering money here and there between billions of dollars, and the whole world is seeing the criminal organization of Adani. So Narendra Modi, because he is afraid that Adani is going to go down and Donald Trump has him by the throat because what has happened, the Epstein files and Narendra Modi are the same thing. He's literally involved in the biggest scandal. And don't mind that Jeffrey Epstein was also a money laundering mogul. Some say his clients, he was a client of JP Morgan, and some say there was like 2 trillion being laundered from JP Morgan. So Jeffrey Epstein might be dead, but you can go to all of these big bankers who are still sitting over there, and you can ask the question that where was the money coming from? Where was the money going? And why is the Rockefeller and the Rothschilds still involved? And why is Jeffrey Epstein a front man of the Zionist pedophile regime? And who is Donald Trump protecting? Honestly.
Behind this scene,
I just want to show a video or two, and then I want your opinion on the Indian situation, because that is like a situation which is getting out of hand. Let me show a video or two. Hold on. There's a lot of videos that I've saved. Yeah, maybe you can continue. I'll just show the video in a second.
Yeah, just look for it. So yes, you're right. It's a very, very interesting situation that the clip you showed, in which Donald Trump was like beating the drum and controlling the monkey Modi. But if you could see the whole picture, there was another person who was beating the drum and controlling monkey Trump, and that person is Netanyahu. And the Epstein file are actually all in the possession of Mossad, They have all these files. They were the one who were having Epstein make all these things, and they have this whole library. And with this library, they are now controlling the whole political framework of the globe. I mean, all these superpower nations, the US, the British, the France, the Indian, if all these are controlled by blackmailing and and they are being ruled by people like these who are all involved. I mean, it wasn't just Trump. Bill Clinton is also totally in these Epstein files. That means they choose these type of people, and the Jewish lobby, which is controlling the whole political system in the US, they choose this type of people who are doing wrong things, who are involved in these Epstein type of things, and they have their videos already, and then they nominate them for presidency, and then those people, when they come on the power seat, they show them their videos and they say, now you're going to do exactly what we tell you to do. So this is the kind of world we are living in. This is the kind of Western supermodel that we used to like admire, and we used to say that we need to follow this model, and these people are so civilized and they're so whatever. So Modi, what has Modi done is that just the day before this war started, he went to Israel in the lap, sat in the lap of Netanyahu. They were like hug buddies again, and he said very resolutely that he is standing with Israel. And everybody, even in the West, they are not saying this type of things. They are even the Western countries are now saying that we don't want to be part of this war. We don't approve of the genocidal nature of the Israeli government. They are stepping back because they know that it's so difficult to face their own public if you stand behind this genocidal regime. But Modi is so confidently saying, he is like just one of a few, very few countries, nations who can come and stand with Netanyahu and tell him that I stand with you. And what they did a few weeks earlier, they stopped buying Russian oil. They don't have any cheap Russian oil with them. The Western countries, the Trump and all these, they must have promised them that you're going to get cheap oil from the Persian Gulf or from the US or whatever. And now is the day that the Persian Gulf is halted. It has been choked, and there's no oil coming out. There's no more cheap oil for anybody. India, how is it going to run its country without oil? There is, I just read somewhere today that Modi is thinking of going back to Russia to buy the oil. I mean, what a total embarrassment, what a total, stupid strategic thinking behind all this thing. What were they thinking?
Russia is going to go, India has like 60-70% of its supply from the GCC nations, and what is going to happen is Indians are not going to have any oil. And recently what they did on Donald Trump's call, they stopped buying Russian oil, and that's how Modi ji was acting. He was acting on behalf of the Zionist regime, on behalf of Donald Trump, and he stopped taking Russian oil. And the oil that he's now taking was from the GCC. There's no oil coming from the GCC. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. The oil refineries are being bombed by Iran and the Israeli Mossad regime, both. So both of them want to choke the world oil supply. Both of them want to destroy and burn the whole world. And was the audio also coming on this video? No. Now, can you show this video with the audio? Yes. Now, what we want to discuss about, this is Colonel Gaurav. Gaurav is the same guy.
How do you know?
Hold on a second.
I'm sorry, equally I can ask you, how do you...
Do we have audio now? Okay. So Gaurav
You're talking
is
about something very
the
big. Please
next
let me
person
tell you the serious
who
things
was
we should
like,
not talk.
this
Saurabh,
was the guy when
are you
there was this
suggesting that we are
Pakistani
colluding with the
Iranian Indian
Americans
war.
to-
This guy
to
was
torpedo
on
our
the
Iranian ship
propaganda,
returning from an
the biggest
invitation to India? No, I
propaganda
think that's
artist
wrong.
because
Against
this
terrorism,
guy
we are standing against
was basically he was saying that Lahore तबाह हो गया, Karachi तबाह हो गया, सारा कुछ तबाह हो गया. He is the BJP mouthpiece. And then there's this other analyst that is an Indian analyst, and let's just hear what they're
So
saying.
Can I also please come in?
how can we,
How do you know we have?
if you see,
I'm sorry.
if you-
Equally,
if
I can
you
ask
see-
you. Equally, I can ask you. How do you know? 1 minute. You're talking about something very big. Please let me tell you the serious things you should not talk. Saurabh,
No,
are you suggesting that we are colluding with the
No, we are not
Americans
colluding.
to torpedo our Iranian ship returning from an invitation to India? No, I think that's wrong.
We are standing against terrorism. We are standing against countries which are fomenting, enriching nuclear uranium, which
Sir,
are
this
trying
is very serious.
nuclear weapons.
So war is at India's
The
doorstep.
fact remains, India.
It's not Indian Ocean, it's India's doorstep. Niranjan is
Excuse me,
saying Indian Ocean. Even
Later,
Mauritius
we
and
have
Maldives
taken
is
a
Indian
strategic
Ocean.
position, which is the right position. The right position
Correct
is
your
the strategic
grid.
position that India has taken, that it will stay silent, but it knows where its friends are. And that message is loud and clear.
What is the message? Sorry, I haven't got this. Arnab, can I come in?
Yeah, please.
Arnab, can I come
Sir,
in?
you can, sir.
You know, Arnab, America in the last few years has staged colored revolutions in Sri Lanka. It staged colored revolutions
373
in
kilometers.
Zan, can you
Bangladesh.
close both of the
It's
mics for a second?
it is done a colored revolution in Nepal. It is threatening to create a cookie land out of Mizoram and Manipur, right? We gave it $1 billion. We gave it $1 billion. क्या हो रहा है? जा रहा है कि नहीं?
जा रहा है, sir.
We gave it $1 billion for the GE 404 engines,
Next.
right? And after 2 years, we had gotten 2.
Directors.
When our Prime Minister spoke to them, we got another 5. We have another 90 to get. I'm sorry, the way, you can talk of the defining partnership of the 21st century for all that you want. Saurabh, Shukla, we military men can see a threat when it is coming. And we don't join the cheerleading gang
No, when the threat
of
is
the
there-
opposite side.
But when
We know how to fight.
When in a war
We
situation,
know how to fight. Don't give me that lip.
which is
Don't give me that lip
against an enemy,
about.
they're
Don't
well
give me that
within a
lip
right
about
to
joining
take
the
out a
cheerleading
ship
gang.
of an enemy country in territorial
I'm not one
waters.
of those chorus
That's
girls.
international law, sir. That's an international law. I'm not. I'm saying
It should have. If they. Okay, let me answer that.
India
We
would have
heard
done
you.
the same
Let
thing
me answer
when
that.
it was in war with
If they had
Pakistan,
shown us
if
the
the Pakistani
courtesy
ship
of
was
letting
coming,
it go another 200
whatever
kilometers
from an
out into the
exercise,
Arabian
India
Sea,
or any country would have done the same
then
thing.
they would
I
have
don't
shown
see
us
anything
that
wrong in that.
courtesy
As
of
far as
friends
India
which
not
they claim to be.
I have my doubts because
I know you are saying in
India's
the United
military
States,
capability is
but I
strong
don't
enough.
expect you to be a cheerleader
No,
of the
what
next
happened-
colonial power.
Sir, I'm not, I'm purely telling you on what the international law stands. Any country, even if you would have been a general commanding an army and
I am telling you, sir,
given a choice
that
of
apart
getting out
from
of the enemy,
international
if they were
laws,
international water journal,
apart from international laws, I know the international law, man. Don't tell me about the
Any journal would
the law of
take
this.
So you just saw the video, and there's a few comments as well. DB saying, "Yo, that's AI. Rahul Gandhi, Pak say he hai." That's the absurdity of these guys. अदानी bankrupt होने से पहले पाक ही चले जाएगा भाई. अदानी जो है उसके दिन कम हो गए. चार्ट पढ़ ले भाई. So I just read the chart, and if there's anyone that is watching this stream, please do comment, because we are here to reply each of your questions. And the video that we just saw was this great fight that has been happening on the Indian media, and the Indian army and the Indian people, the civilians, are saying that, dude, the America attacked India in India's water. India is a nuclear power. India is a sovereign nation of like 1 billion people. India is the biggest democracy. And this is the biggest attack. This is not an attack on Iran. This is an attack on India itself. And the United States of America, Donald Trump, has broken every possible human rights rule and regulation. And this is a serious war crime on which India should respond. And what do we hear from Mr. Narendra Modi? He's not said a single thing. He cannot even condemn the shooting down of the Iranian vessel, which means that Narendra Modi is 100% puppet of United States of America, which means that Modi himself is in the Epstein files.
Oh, God.
So is Adani's company, because Adani is also in a big trouble. And now India needs to stand up. Even there's all these Kashmiris that have gathered, and the Kashmiris are honestly saying that enough is enough. We respect the Ayatollah, and they're standing with the Ayatollah. And do you know, fun fact, that there's more Muslims in India than in Pakistan? The whole Pakistani population is less than the Muslims that are living in India. So are all of those Muslims not grieving on this end of time religious war? And Donald Trump and his crony fellows don't understand anything about religion. They are the furthest away from religion. They don't know the 1400-year history of Imam, of Shiaism, and they don't know the story of Karbala. They don't know the sacrifices. They don't know that this is very much a religious thing. You can't kill the Pope and say that you just got the Pope and now everything is good, goody good. It's not like that, because these people are very serious about their religion. And do you think the Muslims in India are standing with Narendra Modi? Narendra Modi is not even standing with the Hindus and all the other minorities of India when America is attacking the sovereign Indian nation. So do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, a lot of things, I think. Yes, the Indian people need to understand this thing, because, you know, it's not just India. A lot of, because exactly, like this is the first time, I think, because of social media and because of all these whistleblowers, that people actually know how the world is being run and how the political elites of all the countries are interconnected, and they are having deals with each other. They are stuck in this, you know, something very vicious, very bad, and that is actually the real religion of the political elite. They do these rituals even. The Epstein files, when they came out, we got to know that these people are also committing this ritualistic, child sacrifice and all those stupid type of rituals. They are literally worshipping the devil, because that's the only way that they can unite this political elite into a system which can literally support wars, which can literally support the extortion of their own people. Every government is like totally like oppressing their own people, because they don't give their own people the liberties, the human rights, what the people deserve, the equality, the justice, the things that we talk about, but we never get. So I think India has become a prime example, because before this war, before these Epstein files, we were thinking that Modi has a very strong base because he is part of the RSS. And there is a lot of, fanatic, far-right Hindu cultish majority maybe in India. that supports Modi. But the same people, when they find out that no, Modi is not a representative of the RSS, rather he is a representative of the Epstein cult, and his threats are being pulled by those people. You know, Trump can embarrass and insult Modi any amount he wants. And again, the other day, you will find that Modi wants to be friends with the US. They want to make deals with the US. They want to make deals with the EU. They want to make deals with Israel for the most. And everybody in India, you know, they're all average human with average morality like our people, like people in all countries. They understand that people in Gaza have been oppressed for so long, and there has been and there is still a genocide going on over there. Everybody can understand that. So nobody would support Modi on that thing, but Modi just went one day before. You know, I would like to remind your viewers, Wali, that one day before the Ukraine war started, Imran Khan, Prime Minister of Pakistan, was invited in Russia, and Putin did this thing. He pressed the war button the same day, the same night. And what happened to Imran Khan? And the same thing has been done by Modi. That was his extreme stupidity, in my view, that he went there just one day before, and now he has added to his misery, because he has done that. Now his lips are totally sealed. He cannot talk. He cannot be bold. Before this whole thing, Jai Shankar and Modi, they used to be very bold in the public. They used to say that we are sovereign and we are going to control our, we are going to make our own decisions. We want to buy Russian oil. We are going to buy it. All those things now they cannot do. And now, when I was just telling you before that there are some voices in the Indian authorities that are saying that they want to go back to Russia to buy that cheap oil. But Russia has said, just today I think, that Russia is going to do everything possible to make an atmosphere that in which the US and Israel are not able to continue the war with Iran or be at any level successful in the war against Iran. So if they want to do that, why would they sell oil to the best buddy of Israel, the hug buddy of Israel, the best buddy of who has made a very big mother of all deals with EU last week, and another very big deal with the US last week. And why would Russia come out to help them? Why wouldn't Russia say that you just said no to our oil 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and with which face are you coming back to us calling for all this? So this is really, in that way, in geo-economic warfare, the war has actually become a World War III in that way, in the economy way. But
I want to show a little video. I want to show a few videos. Can you, you were saying a very correct point, but we need to go a little bit in the history. So,
from the
this
Battle
is a
of
guy.
Waterloo, the British have lost all their money, and they've been funded by the Rothschilds in exchange for breeding rights. So the Rothschilds had the breeding rights to the British royal family from 1819 to 2019.
So what was the purpose of the Rothschilds needing this?
The British royal family were virtually bankrupt from 1815. So the Rothschilds funded the British royal family in exchange for the Rothschilds breeding the royals.
Should I just mute
the whole British royal family
audio and just say myself? So he first told that during after 1815, the British royal family was bankrupt, and the Rothschilds were the ones who helped them out. So they gained the special privilege to have babies in the royal British family, and there was a name for them, and the name was Rothschild Battards.
Bastards.
They were Battards. So there's a bastard, and when you're a royal bastard, you're a Battard. So that's what this guy is saying. So he says, my legal document is that signed by Sir Alexander and the third of Russia, and I expose Queen. The second is signed by artificial insemination by Winston Churchill, who is actually the illegitimate son of King Edward VII. Hang on. It gets, let me just...
Really.
Greg has produced a chart showing a surprisingly
he's
different
showing a
narrative
chart.
of the royal lineage we've all become accustomed to.
All of these
So
are
these legal documents that you've registered
Batards.
and given to the British royal family, you've
I mean,
also
that's
sent
the
copy
way
of
our
these
world is actually
to various
being
other
run.
world leaders?
America, Russia, Israel, England, plus
And
the
no-
Pope and the Archbishop of Canterbury.
And nobody contested these documents.
Well, they've accepted them all by passive acquiescence and cognitive avoidance, and they've put an estoppel in action on them, which means to stop due to the action, which is an admission. So the whole world has been acting on my
So
document,
that
including
is
the British royal
like
family.
a very interesting fact that I just showed you. So then this is what is happening on the 6th day of war, and Israel is going through literally hell. The bombs are like flying and falling, and people don't know what to do. This is what This is Iran's new gift to the Zionist regime. This is not just a single warhead. This is like 60 different warheads that have been combined in a single warhead, and they are not stopping any one of them. They're getting like infiltrated. This is the latest video of bombs going on. So let me show you another video. This is Iranian missiles that are falling to the city of Tel Aviv. Let me show you another video of what is happening. This is Tel Aviv, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tel Aviv burning right now. And Ben Gurion Airport has been hit. There's Ben Gurion Airport and Ben Gurion Port, both of them have been hit strongly by the Iranians. And let me show you what Dubai's Amir is saying.
كما ذكرتم لتطرفها ولرفضها أي محاولات جدية لمسلك السلام ومسلك الدبلوماسية. واضح أنهم لا يريدون إلا العنف، وهذا يزيدنا عزيمة الحقيقة في مضاعفة جهودنا الدبلوماسية في المجتمع الدولي لمواجهة
basically they've been bombed by Iran, but they're coming strongly against Israel. But the point is, all these Arab leaders, these sheikhs, were, crazy out of their head, because they were financing all of these terrorists in their own region. They were killing fellow Muslims. The Sheikh of Dubai is also implicit. His friends are also in the Epstein files. Epstein used to travel to Saudi Arabia to get all his finances from there as well. So you have to understand that all of these people are like deep down under, and you can't eat the cake and have it. What has happened is they had given all their bases. They gave their bases out. They gave a little piece of land for like 500 or 1,000 American soldiers, but Americans built bases for like tens of thousands of people who could be there, who could attack, and who could protect them. But what really happened is like truly amazing, that all of these bases have been bombed again and again, and it seems like $100 billion of US infrastructure has been destroyed in this 7-day war. And America is spending $1 million, $5 million on one interceptor. Some interceptors are like $44 million. So they have actually spent like $5-6 billion in just the missiles and the interceptors that they have thrown away. So now you Saudis and you Dubai sheikhs who were puppets of the Zionist regime, they were in bed. They had all the money that was flowing in from all these big industries. And people were saying, Habibi, come to Dubai. And look now, Dubai is on a downtrend. There's like memes going on that Dubai sheikhs are going to drive rickshaws in the streets of Lahore now. And Dubai sheikhs are willing to come with all their money. They're going to give us gold bricks, because where are they going to take all the gold? The GCC and the Dubai's. My final point still remains the same, that you can't eat the cake and have it. First, you had all this superpowers, super bases in your country, and you gave them to United States to attack Iran. And when you kill their religious leader, now they're going to set the whole GCC on fire. And these places were always so vulnerable, and people assumed that these were the safest places. All the money of the world was flowing towards these places, but now they have
like these CENTCOM bases in Doha and the other bases, all of them were heavily fortified, heavily, they had the most top-notch radar systems and everything. And the surprising thing was that they couldn't even defend themselves. They couldn't just intercept the missiles coming right on top of their bases. So how could they protect anything else in Saudi Arabia or any infrastructure in Doha or Kuwait or Bahrain or all that? And another thing I was reading today, that the US is losing $1 billion every day for this war. So if this war is extended, then how much multiplicatively they are going to lose? Already they are under debt of trillions of dollars. They can't afford health care for their own people, but they can afford, because there are those far-right extremist fanatic people, that they're going to take all the money of the world to fund a war that is going to give nothing good to humanity. And there's another thing that I wanted to add here, that about Zionism, but what is the basic concept of Zionism for those who might be confused about this, that Zionism is a theory or a thought, a thinking that the Jews are going to take back, they are going to return to the Mount of Zion, which in Arabic is called the Mount of Sehun. That's why they call them Sehuni forces. So these Jews are going to come back and retake the Mount of Zion, and after that they are going to take the whole of Greater Israel back, and then they are going to build the Hekel of Soleimani. It's called the temple, the third temple. And when that temple is complete, the last brick is put in place, then the Messiah is going to return, and he is going to bring back the golden era for the humanity, in which the Jews think, because the Jewish Zionists, they think that they are going to get all the wealth and they're going to be the rulers of the world. But because this same Messiah is also a part of the Christian belief system and also a part of the Muslim belief system, so everybody believes that the Messiah is going to come back, and so they are ready for this event to happen, that the temple is created. And who's going to create it? The temple back, that's the Jews. So they all believe in the same thing. These Zionists, Muslim Zionists and Christian Zionists, and they allow this thing in a passive way, that yes, let that time come And everybody's thinking that the Messiah is going to be there, and they are the ones who are going to benefit from that, from the Messiah. So that is the Zionist thinking.
But that is just the top of it. I mean, you don't know what real Zionism is, because only now the world is waking up. I want to show you a video. Can we watch this video? So this is a video of ritualistic sexual abuse of Israel's minister's daughter. And I'll give you the audio, but this is Shoshan Stork, the daughter of Minister Odiet Stork, and she says, I grew up in a Jewish settlement of Hebron, and let me just play the whole thing so you guys can really understand. Can you hear the audio as well?
החל מגיל 13 אבא שלי התחיל לסרסר בי בתל אביב, עשה עליי כסף מה שנקרא. הפגיעות המשיכו עד גיל די מאוחר. בעצם מה שקרה עכשיו זה שאפילו שכבר פרסמתי את זה ואפילו שכבר סיפרתי, אבא שלי ממשיך לפגוע בי. הוא הגיע לדירה שלי, ואני שכרתי דירה באופן עצמאי, גרתי לבד. הוא הגיע לדירה ופגע בי שוב. הוא הביא איתו גם עוד בן אדם. את הבן אדם הזה הוא בעצם מכשיר כדי שיוכלו להמשיך לסרסר בי גם אחרי שאבא שלי ימות. כי ככה זה עובד, הם מעבירים את זה ככה דורות בין הדורות. את הפגיעה, את הסרסור, את הניצול המיני של ילדים, את הניצול המיני של נשים. מאז הפגיעה האחרונה עזבתי את הדירה שלי, אין לי בית. לבינתיים מצאתי כמה אנשים טובים שמשכילים לארח אותי כל אחד לכמה ימים. אבל אין לי ממש דרך לפרנס את עצמי, כיוון שאני מתמודדת עם הפרעת זהות דיסוציאטיבית, זה נקרא DID, אני נמצאת במצב נפשי מאוד 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 קשה, ויש סכנה אמיתית שאני אגיע באמת.
It just blows one's mind away that this girl was started to get sexually abused by her father since the age of 2, and her father started to sell her to his friends at the age of 13, and he still comes and tries to abuse her, and they were involved in ritualistic practices of sacrificing other children, and I don't know, the demented, sick stuff that these Jews are up to. I mean, then when you see videos like this of them being bombed, you don't feel that sort of sympathy that you are supposed to feel. And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
You're right. I mean, in the name of this religious cult and this thing, whatever they are worshipping or whatever they're doing, they have set up a system in which they can do the most horrific, the most evil things. And if you want to go and kill another nation and make war with that other nation, you have to be really, really evil to do that. And for that thing, they do this. They make these cults and they make their own people get into all this evil and horrific stuff so that they are ready to do all those
There's
bad
all
things.
this other conspiracy that all the pedophiles, all the big pedophiles that get caught in America, most of them escape to Israel. When they're being prosecuted, they just take a plane and they are in Israel, and they continue their pedophilic stuff over there as well. But Israel is a land where they don't care if you're a pedophile. They actually invite the biggest pedophiles over to that place because of this sick ritualistic. And what do they call all the non-Jews? They call them goyim, and goyim are cattles. They are handled like cattles, and you can kill a goyim. And you have to kill the goyim's child as well, because he is like 4 or 5 right now, but 10 years in the next 10 years, he's going to come and kill you. So before he comes and kills you, you just kill the dad and the son himself. There is like horrific stories of this woman who was pregnant, and she was about to die. So they took her to the hospital and put some drips on her and allowed her to deliver the baby. And when the baby was delivered, they killed the baby in front of the mother. And then they killed the mother as well. So her last thoughts and her last thing that mother saw was the sacrifice of her own child in front of her. That's the sort of sick people.
Oh my God.
So
I mean, evil begets evil, and evil, it's amazing. I mean, how can so much evil even exist, and how can evil be so successful in running the whole world and grabbing all the power, and that whole global elite setup seems to be the worst of mankind, the lowest part of humanity. So that's the gift of democracy, what democracy has actually given us.
I also want to talk about the fighter jets. Let's watch a little video. Can we hear the audio as well?
Iran has shot down an American fighter jet, and the US tried to deny it, but Iran released this footage in response, proving they have shot it down. And there's some things that you need to know. Well, yesterday, an American F-15 fighter jet crashed just west of Tehran after it bombed Iran. Now, the fighter jet pilot ejected, and he safely landed in Iran. Now, obviously, though, he wouldn't have wanted to be captured by the Iranians. And so the US quickly found out where he was, and they sent a helicopter crew to go and evacuate him out of Iran. And they successfully did that. Now, the US claims that it just crashed, and Iran did not shoot it down. They actually denied the Iranian claims that they had shot it down. Now, we got footage today in response to the US denying that by Iran. And that footage quite clearly shows Iran shooting down the American F-15 fighter jet. We don't know what shot it down, whether it was a missile, whether it was another fighter jet, whether it was an air defense system, etc. We don't know. All we know is that Iran has released...
So the interesting fact that is happening right now is that there are a few Israeli jets and a few US jets that have been downed, especially in Kuwait. We heard about 2. This guy was talking about, I think, 2. But right now, the figure is 5. So first, America said that it was friendly fire between friendly nations. Kuwait accidentally shot down like 2 jets, and the pilots were safe. But then we hear that there are more planes being shot by the Kuwaiti side. Either the Kuwaiti people are also telling that don't use our airspace, we're going to shoot your planes down, stop this madness, and America is still using Kuwait's airspace and even bombing Kuwait themselves. And also the fact that there's footages now that Iranian fighter jets are in dogfights with US American fighter jets, and the jets that America blew right at the first moment when the war started, when they killed the Ayatollah Khamenei, were actually just paintings of fighter jet on the runway. They blew the paintings, and now the real fighter jets are coming out. Now the real ammunition is coming out, and there's a footage of a missile striking, an Iranian missile that has struck an American jet, and the jet has fallen down. There's also footages of people, Kuwaiti people, who are cheering and who are going after the US fighter pilots who are coming down from the sky in their parachutes. And there's also like $1 million bounty on these pilots, whoever finds them and gives it to the IRGC or the Kuwaitis, they get a big reward. So that is what is happening.
There was also news that B-2 bomber has been downed in Iran.
Yeah, there's footage of that as well. But we can't really verify a lot of things because some say that it was an AI footage, but there's a lot of saying that one of the aircraft carriers was also damaged. But there's no official news of that. The Iranians are not even saying that because the Iranians are playing a very a game with a lot of control. They have a lot of balance because the situation can tip this way or that way in just a second. And they don't want to infuriate the other side so much that they think that they want to go nuclear. That is what the Samson option is. That if Israel is going down, it's even going to take its allies down. It's going to bomb Germany, it's going to bomb United Kingdom, it's going to bomb America, and all the Muslim world as well. And that is, some people think that Netanyahu had Donald Trump by the collar because Donald Trump is very much involved in the Epstein files, but there's another saying as well, that Netanyahu told Donald Trump that he was going to nuke Iran, and that is where Donald Trump decided to go to the war. So I want to show a few more videos. So this is what has been happening in Israel. So much for the regime change that was supposed to happen in Iran when they killed Khomeini. There's a revolution coming in Israel. The Orthodox Jews are protesting and the police is running. And some people say that this is the end of the Netanyahu regime rather than the Khomeini regime. So everyone's making their own plans. This is not Gaza. This is Israel right now. Right now. They've flattened the whole entire place. And I mean, things have gotten real serious over there. So let me show you. This is Tel Aviv right now. You can see the amount of destruction that has happened. This is Kuwait today. They're trying to intercept and block some missiles. What has happened is... No, this is Kuwait. The thing that we were talking about. This is like a fighter jet. Let's just watch it closely. We're just talking about this. This is a fighter jet that people have caught video of. It's like a F-15 Hornet or something, which is falling in Kuwait's airspace. Who shot it down? Was it friendly fire? Why is it the 5th friendly fire jet that has been taken down? So also in Tehran, we're seeing heavy strikes. There's reports of thousands of people dying, and America isn't stopping. The regime isn't stopping. They soon will, because there is like a... I do want to show you the latest footage. I mean, yeah. So this is a real interesting footage. Now, Iran, if you see, this is a new sort of a missile, and Iran has used it for the first time. It's the sort of missile that lands but does not explode. So you see, let me play the video again. So here's the first hit. The missile has landed. And it was a hypersonic missile, and it did a lot of destruction, and the missile had landed. But there's an afterwave, there's an aftershock of the missile, because it has warheads that have a delayed detonation, and they are destroying underground infrastructure of the Israeli Zionist regime as well. So that is like a first that we have seen.
A bunker buster type.
So, sort of a bunker buster type. So can we see this video, and can we hear the audio as well?
So that's why if you don't kill those supposedly innocent kids, what would happen later? This one will kill 50 Jews. They will become terrorists one way or the other. So that's what the Torah says. Someone is on the way to kill you now or in a year from now. You can kill him even now, a year before. You don't have to wait a minute before. But the point is right here that Hashem say, do not have mercy on the children. Kill all their children also. Why? There's no difference between them and their children. In 10 years from now, these children will attack you on the way. Hashem knows, God knows.
So I was just talking about the ideology of these Zionist people, and you just see the video of the rabbi that is claiming, he's claiming that you have to kill their children as well. The Goyim children need to be killed as well. You can't show any mercy. Kill all of them. There's no difference between them, and because 10 years from now they will attack you. So God knows, and you can kill them. So that is what is happening. Iran has destroyed the Ali Salim Air Base in Kuwait, where the United States has a base. Judging by the ferocity of the fire, several aircrafts are blazing and the refueling tanks have gone up. So this is what is, and also chaos in the Strait of Hormuz. Reports say that oil tankers are being attacked. Tensions between Iran and United States have exploded. Just yesterday, Washington claimed the route was under control. Today, the world's most important oil checkpoint is turning into a war zone. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here, that the Strait of Hormuz has been shut down. So let me just come to the latest of the latest what has been happening. So also this is a very interesting video. Can we hear the audio?
Would not leave the room, was later broken.
We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, Time Magazine, and other publications whose directors have attended our meetings and restricted their promises of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subject to the bright lights of publicity. But the world is now more sophisticated and prepared to march toward a world government.
That these men aim to create a world system of financial control in private hands, able to dominate the political system of each country and the economy of the world as a whole. In short, they seek total and quiet control of the entire world.
So you just heard the agenda, their agenda as well. So let me show you a few more footages that have been coming out. And this is what is happening in the skies of Tel Aviv. Bombs are coming in, the Iron Dome has failed, all their infrastructure has failed, and they are a few of these videos we have watched already. Let me show you. And this is the point where Netanyahu loses his temper.
זה מה חושב שאני מפחד מהם? השקרנים האלה, שקרנים, משקרים במצח נחושה, במצח נחושה, אומרים דברים שלא היו. כשאני הנחיתי אותם, פתאום אני שומע תיאום, אמרו כאן, לא תיאום, לא יודע מה זה, לא יודע מה זה, ושניהם אומרים אותו דבר, והוא משקר על איראן לעבוד, ואלה אומרים על הדברים האלה, מה זה? ואתם תחסים לזה ברצינות, ולמה לא תתאמים?
You have...
So, and I just want to show you this new thing that is going on. There's this trend of these little girls. They do their little dance move and then the bomb falls. They do their little dance move and the bomb falls. So, these are the Palestinian children who are being tortured and murdered and all the heinous things that were happening. And you can already see what the title of our stream was about what, and already there are lines of people who are at the gas station in Pakistan. And there is an oil shortage already. in the whole region. The whole region is going to go down. We're going towards major financial crisis as well. And I mean, people are like really horrified. Look at this video that I'm just going to show you. Maybe we've shown you a lot of videos. These are the sort of bombs that are raining on Tel Aviv sky. Now, who in his right mind would want to go to Tel Aviv right now? Some say the airport is bombed, so the Zionist pedophiles have to find another way to go to Jerusalem. So I just showed you a lot of videos, and I mean, there's much more. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's much more content coming out on these rabbis, on the Zionists, and on the mental torture and the rape and the abuse that has been happening over decades, especially in America. America is the land of the pedophiles. There's this thing, every 1 in 6 child has been molested. It goes on in all of the world. That is not the point, but the point is that they have destroyed the lives and the futures of thousands upon thousands of children. And they are putting their satanic rituals and their sexual abuses it's just on another level. You can't even comprehend what sort of activities have been going behind the screen. And at the end, I would like to ask Anila if she has some words of wisdom. And what do you think about the situation, the future? What is going to happen in a month or two? Do you think that the war is going to stop anytime soon? And if the war continues for 6 months or a year, what would the world look like? I mean, do we see GCC countries ever recovering from this? Because when Saddam took over Kuwait never recovered. It's been so many years. And the whole, even the Chinese have planned this meticulously. The whole war has been studied and planned time after time, and both of the sides want the world economy to fail. They want people to starve because the GCC can't get food if the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and the whole world can't get oil if the Strait of Hormuz is closed. So if oil prices, they're already over $90 a barrel. If they go to like $250 a barrel, which was the thumbnail of our stream, what will happen? Everything in the world, the poor people who are suffering already so much are just going to be devastated. The poor people will start starving. There's going to be mass civil wars going all around the region. And literally people have woken up. Ayatollah Khamenei's martyrdom or death, whatever you say, has united all the Muslims together. We see thousands and thousands of Muslims protesting against their own regime in Pakistan. We see that in Iraq, the militias are already attacking the US military bases from the ground while they've been pounded through the air by Iranian missiles. We're seeing people cheering in Bahrain, in Kuwait, in Oman, in all of the different places, and the soulless, gutless leaders, the sheikhs of the GCC nations who were installed by some person in the royal family, in the British royal family, and they have been protected by the United States of America. The whole world is seeing the truth. They can't really now stand with Israel, and they were so deep in bed with all the Mossad and Israel that they were mouthpieces, and they were actually part of the greater Israel. They were already the greater Israel. People just didn't realize it yet. And now the same sheikhs, even though they have billions of dollars, they're going to run away in their private jets to some safe location in Switzerland or somewhere in Australia because the people don't support them at all. The Muslims don't support them. They're all standing with Iran. Iran is actually the only sane person or only the sane regime that is in the region that has stopped Israel from its greater Israel ambitions. Because if there's no Iran, all of the Gulf states will bend over for Netanyahu and will let their countries be run over by Israeli army. The only one that is going to protect Gaza, Israel, or the holy sites is Iran, and that seems very much like the spark has been lit. So do you think that all of these questions are coming to you? Do you think that
you've summarized the whole thing very nicely, and that's really true. And if the war doesn't stop really soon, if it goes on for 6 months or a year or so, the world economy will not be able to sustain this war. They can't even sustain for even weeks. Just like you said, the food supply is going to be cut, the oil supply is going to be cut, people will not be able to get to their workplaces, and it's going to spill out it's already started spilling out into the whole global system in the geo-economic front. And God forbid, we don't want any other second country get involved in the war directly. And this is one good aspect that I'm looking at right now, is that all these GCC countries have said and have practically shown that they will not retaliate, they will not fire back at Iran, and they will restrain from this thing, and they do condemn whenever they have a missile or a ballistic missile or bomb coming into their airspace, but they are clearly saying that they are not going to get involved in this war. And the other thing, that very interesting thing that you have pointed out, is that China and Russia are not only standing with Iran, they are not only giving them maybe missiles or maybe ammunition or whatever they need, but actually they are their strategic partners. They are giving them, or they are making strategies together. And we've been reading for the last few days that China and Russia have been the powers that have actually given Iran the exact locations, the exact GPS points of where all these people are, these military bases and these Mossad agents, wherever they have to be tracked. And how was it possible that when Iran said that we were not the ones who bombed the oil facility in Doha, and they just made an inquiry, and within hours they found those Mossad agents and they captured them, because there is an intelligence work going on. There is so much that China and Russia already know, because China has by far the fastest and the most powerful satellite system. They can see things much clearly and much closely than the counterpart, the US and the Starlink and all those things that they can see. So there is a hope in my mind that the Trump administration and Israel, they will not be able to sustain this war for more than weeks, and they will have to step back, and they will have to just like in the last 12-day war, the last momentary act that the US did was send their B-2 bomber and just say that we have bombed the nuclear facilities, which they did not actually, and then just declare that we have won the war. So they're just going to do something stupid like that, and they're just going to go in the international media and just say that they have won the war. But in actuality, what will be the end product of this war is that the whole Gulf states are going to be cleaned of these military bases. No more US presence is going to be there anymore. No more Western presence will be there anymore. Already last, few months back, when Israel attacked Doha, where the peace talk for Gaza was going on, just after that, Saudi Arabia made a strategic partnership agreement with Pakistan, because they thought at that time that when it is going to be something between Israel and the Gulf states, the US forces are only going to protect the Israelis and not the Gulf states. So they understood at that time that nobody is going to protect them. So they have understood this thing, that they have to change the whole security architecture, which was before today. It was all controlled. It was totally a US controlled and US managed architecture. Now they want a new architecture, which is going to be Pakistan based, which is going to be China based, and that is going to be achieved very soon. And hopefully the GCC countries force the US and Israel to get out of their countries and to get out of this region, to get out of this war and make Israel bend down. And we all are hoping that it's not the final war, it's not the final hour, it's not the last Armageddon, which we all know is going to happen, it's going to come, but we hope and pray that humanity gets some more respite and some more years to live, and maybe we can self-aware ourselves and prepare us for that real battle, because right now I don't think so that the Muslims, the Ummah is prepared for such a big battle, and we are ready to stand with the righteous forces. And Iran, you have rightly said, is that one single country that has been totally electrified with the Ayatollahs and with the Khamenei revolution, and they're truly like people who can stand with what they think is right. So hopefully the whole Ummah gets strong enough after all this, awakening information that we are getting in for the last month or so, after the Epstein, after this, war has started. We have come to know so much more. With that, I think we should
end it. Some people are saying that the next president of Israel should be nominated by the IRGC. And Trump is saying that he wants surrender with no conditions. And the Iranians are saying that Netanyahu has to surrender without any conditions. So we hope that there's not a nuclear war, because if Israel is going down, it's going to start the nukes. I personally don't think that this war is going to go like a month and then stop, month or two then stop. I think this is the final hour, and this is the destruction that is going to come in the whole region. They have planned to destroy everything, and then they're going to build the new world order. They're going to build the new world in which there's no leakage. They're going to have a digital currency that is going to rule everything and everyone, and there's going to be no Iranian regime, which is the most important fact. Why did they bomb Iran? Now the most important fact is coming out, that Iran is the only country that does not have a central bank. All the world and all its nations have centralized banks that are owned by the bigger banks, and they're all part of the same interest riba system, and they're even promoting riba in the month of Ramadan. Like it's like the latest, it's the it thing. But still the point remains that you have to be prepared. Some people think that they're safe sitting in their houses and the war is not coming, but the war is going to come to your doorstep. And before it comes to your doorstep, you better be prepared, you better be ready, because no one is safe from this. This is going to be like a whole regional war, and we hope, because I wanted to show you a lot of footages from Donald Trump as well. Donald Trump was exactly saying the opposite things, and he did exactly the opposite. He said that he does not want a prolonged war with Iran because it would drain the US military, it would be a senseless war, it would result in thousands of US military soldiers that would die. Donald Trump reminded the world multiple times that a World War III was going to start, and the stupid President Biden was going to lead America into the Third World War. And why is Donald Trump doing the same things? I mean, Donald Trump might be the only person who could save the world from like the worst possible outcome, but Donald Trump has been funded by AIPAC, is like a puppet of Mariam Adelson. Donald Trump has taken like $370 million from AIPAC for both of his presidencies, for running the elections. So he cannot say anything against the Jewish Zionist regime. And actually, it is Netanyahu who has dragged the whole of America into this holy war, this end of the times war, because they thought they were losing their support and they were losing their politicians in America. So that was the last desperate cry from Netanyahu, because he knew the Epstein files were coming out. He knew that the world would know how they run their espionage and their child abuse and their drug infrastructure around the world. And he knew that all of the politicians would be dragged onto the streets, including Donald Trump, because they were all implicit. Even if they were not abusing children, they were all getting money from the same people. And Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Maybe he's still alive, you never know. Nobody saw the body of Jeffrey Epstein or the body of Osama bin Laden.
Some say they switched.
They're both here.
Some say they switched the body. But the point is, even if he's dead, he didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest lie of the 21st century.
Yeah.
And so it's so nice for us to do these live streams. And thank you for all the people who have been watching our live streams. Thank you for being here, for commenting and all the stuff. And do like, share, and subscribe. And that's it. We're out. And I hope you had a lot of fun watching this live stream. I hope that you're here for the next one as well. So with that, take care. Bye-bye.